Why does the media continue to report the untruth? I don't understand it.
Do you know where John McCain was born?
He was born on the Panama Canal.
The Canal Zone, that's right. He was not born in America.
Is he a citizen of the United States?
He got a special dispensation because his father was a U.S. Navy admiral.
I have to approach you. Why are you here today?
Well, I work on Wall Street.
You work on Wall
And I'm
Street.
trying to understand what's going on, and the best that I think it's terrific, because great ideas come from younger people. I remember marching against the Vietnam War. This is a different feeling, but my sense is that they're about social justice, and the great disparity between those who have and those who don't, which, as you know, has been widening, particularly under the Bush administration.
So it's clear to you that there's some legitimate issues here that are being articulated.
They're real issues. I mean, if you think about what's in the national debate, an investigation of Planned Parenthood, Mississippi trying to pass a law saying that birth starts, at conception. That's not the issue today. The issue today is income inequality and trying to get this economy going again. And the holding hostage by certain politicians of the Republic to advance their own ideological agenda. It's terrible.
And so you think this movement is going to grow, is going to mushroom into something national?
Is it a movement? I don't know. It's an expression.
It is an expression.
A movement suggests that there's a head and there's an agenda and there are goals.
And it's very difficult for you to see that centralized entity that runs the movement.
What I'd love to see is a progressive counterpart to the Tea Party stuff from '09, and now have a 2011 progressive counterpart which would emphasize social equality and social justice and racial tolerance and that. So whether that happens, who knows?
You told me that you work on Wall Street.
Yeah, I do.
And you work for one of the corporations, I take it.
That's right, yeah. I'm an investment advisor. I handle my clients' portfolios and I try to manage the money for them.
Speaking out like this, do you think that you might lose your job? Are you afraid of that?
Well, I'm not afraid of ideas, and if they're afraid of ideas, then I'll want to work someplace else.
Well, they say we live in a democratic society. Do we have that true democratic right to express what we really think, even if we work for the corporation?
Well, I don't think it would be fair to say anything counter to the corporation, but to the extent that there's social injustice, then you don't have a society that is healthy. And the corporation would want a healthy society.
And the corporate establishment is what's being blamed today for a lot of the social injustices we have in the society.
Yeah, I think that's a bit unfair. I would place greater blame on the political dysfunctionality in the country and the aggressive use of political ideology during the first decade of this century.
So what did you think about the bailout by the Obama administration?
It had to be. It had to be because it was a systemic risk, and if that hadn't happened, we'd be in much worse shape now.
What do you think that President Obama's chances of being reelected? Do you think his chances are good?
To the extent that finally he's passionate and standing for something and is standing up to the intolerance on the other side, I think that's helpful. The biggest thing going for him is that he's going to run against one of 8 gnomes. So that's the biggest thing going for him.
I mean, some people are beginning to look at the Tea Party and the traditional Republicans as a kind of political terrorists. They think that they are out to destroy the basic fabric of American society by not supporting the things that Obama is trying to push through for the 99%. Healthcare, jobs bill.
Well, put it this way. If you're in a democracy, right, you compromise. And there's a vote, and you don't always get your way. But the folks on the right seem to always want their way, regardless of what the rest of us want. And that, to me, is the real danger.
And so when you have an uncompromising situation,
you can't govern.
And nothing is accomplished.
No, I mean, if you're elected to a position, you can't govern. You obviously have a job, you're a reporter. Well, if you came here and didn't report, you're not doing your job. Right. You elect people to govern, and they're not governing. They're simply using it as a wedge to advance their own ideology. So I think that's bad. I also think, unfortunately, that there are a lot of people who simply can't accept the notion that a person of color is president of the United States. I just think they refuse to accept it. We got to get over it.
Why is that so? In spite of the fact that he was elected.
Well, in spite of the fact that he grew up in a Caucasian culture. I mean, he's biracial.
He's not American.
He's biracial.
Why do you think they're those the birthers who say he's not American? Do you know where John McCain was born?
He was born on the Panama Canal.
The Canal Zone, that's right. He was not born in America.
Is he a citizen of the United States?
He got a special dispensation because his father was a U.S. Navy admiral. But all those who say Obama is not American have no idea that John McCain was not born in America, and they couldn't care less, and it's obvious why.
But Obama was elected by not just by one group of people.
Right.
He was elected by black, white, from people from all different walks of life, different religious persuasions, etc., and so on, and things like this. So we have a minority. We have the 1%ers. We can put it in that way, who do not believe that Obama is.
Yeah, well, I think it's more like 3 or 4%.
3 or 4%.
Well, then what is it? You're with the media, with a radio station.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know your station. But does the media have some responsibility when someone says something? Forget that you disagree with it. That is simply factually wrong. Why does the media continue to report the untruth? I don't understand it. Obama is a citizen. Why give any credence to those who argue against it? It's factually incorrect.
That's an excellent question.
I don't understand it. And I don't understand. Look, it's oxymoronic to suggest that by reducing spending, you're going to get growth. It's oxymoronic. If you're shrinking, you're not growing. But they give equal weight. It's like giving equal weight to those who would say the earth is flat. Well, he's a senator and he says the earth is flat. But it's just factually wrong. It's not a matter of opinion. And that's a lot of problem with the economic debate that you have
Do you
now.
think that Obama will be successful with the Jobs Bill program?
I think if Obama continues on the post, I'm not going to let you speak to Congress tonight because we got important things to vote about. I think that was the final straw. And if he continues in this more aggressive posture and is for something, his jobs bill, I think he'll have a good chance.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank
and good
you.
luck. Thank you. Good.